Hello everybody, welcome to episode 20 of Strawbs Crochet Corner. My name is Anne or Anne and I live in Scarborough in Perth, Western Australia. Today is Wednesday the 11th of April 2018 and at the same time this is my Podiversary. I started podcasting on the 10th of April last year, so I couldn't film yesterday, although I really wanted. I wanted to do the podcast first birthday episode, but I had a job interview in the morning, and then in the afternoon I just flat out crashed on the couch. And when I woke up to go and get Finn from school, I just never really properly woke up. So I had a really early night and yeah, I wasn't quite there the rest of the day. So mentally it might have taken a bit out of me, that interview, but I'm here now. We're only one day late, so I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah, let's see what I've been up to, because it's been a while since the last episode. Let's have a look when it was. Okay, so the last episode was recorded on the 6th of March. So it's over a month ago. Wow, okay. All right, well, let's get going. What are we doing today? I have 2 UFOs. I have 4 works in progress, active ones, and some plans for you. A few little acquisitions and then some prizes that I've won. Very short UFO follow-up and March statistics. And yes, and then I'm going to celebrate my Podiversary, and also I've got almost 300 subscribers on my YouTube channel, so I'm going to organize a little giveaway for that. But yeah, let's get going, and we'll start with the FOs, although I'll have a sip of my tea first. Yesterday was probably the first day that I felt a little bit chilly. So the autumn is definitely coming in Australia. The nights have gotten a little bit cooler already, so I think the nighttime temperatures have dropped to about 15 Celsius here in Perth. And yeah, having the balcony door open last night, and yeah, I was under my wool blanket, and yeah, I'm feeling a little bit chilly at nights and in the mornings. So I quite like that, because that means that I can wear my woolens. But let's go to the first FO, which I am wearing. So this is my second Wonder Woman wrap that I've made. And this is the wee size, so the small size. And this one I have made with wool, or out of wool, as the first one was made out of cotton bamboo. And this one doesn't have such a big contrast with the colors, but I absolutely adore this. I think this is so beautiful. So the yarns that I used in this are the silvery grey here, which next to the pink, it looks a little bit purple, I think, but it is a silvery grey. That's Bendigo Woolen Mills, luxury wool in 4-ply. And then the pink is a local indie dyer, Fisherman's Rib, in her cottage base, and this is the same yarn that I used in my latest Hotel of Bees shawl as well, and I think the color name for this is Falling Flowers, and the cottage base, I wonder what that is. Oh yes, I think it's just superwash merino, 100%, and it's a it's not a single ply. It's like a how many ply is this? I'm not sure. But yeah, anyway, fingering weight yarn and soft wool and merino. And yeah, this is the wee size. I have only steam ironed this, so I haven't washed it or blocked it. And I was wondering if I need to do that, but now that I'm wearing it, I think it might be a good enough size. I think it's a good size. Yeah, these ends are long enough so that they won't just fly away, and I think you can even do that. So I think I'll leave it. I was making this for a friend as a present, but I love it so much I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Am I going to be selfish? Maybe I'll wear it a few times and then wash and block it again and then give it. Is that allowed? But yeah, I love this, and this is such a nice quick make, especially the smaller shawl, a smaller size. I made this using a 5mm hook, and the shawl weighs, I think, when I wear the shawl itself, it's 106 grams. But then when I calculate the yarn that I've used, it looks like I've used 110 grams, but yeah, somewhere around there. So that one's ready. I'll show this. This was the first one I made out of the bamboo cotton, and I've worn this lots. And this is quite a bit bigger or longer than the woolen one. I'll just fold these in half so it's easier to show you. Where is the half? There we go. Okay. So there's not much difference in the depth of it, but in the length, the difference is about that much. No, not such a big difference, I think. Maybe the bamboo yarn was a little bit thicker, like a bit more like a spot weight. Not sure. And of course it's completely different in how it behaves. It's really, really, really drapey, this one, and floppy. Whereas this one, it's got nice drape to it, but it's a little bit sturdier. But I love them both, and I think they turned out really well. I'm not sure. I'll have to see now when winter really kicks in and comes here. I'll have to see if I would like to try the bigger size for this shawl. Not sure if that would be too big or not in here, but that remains to be seen. But that was FR number 1. FR number 2, it kind of is finished. I haven't woven in the ends, so this one is going to go to that UFOkal that I'm participating in. That's the Finnish podcaster Maikin Kontti, who's hosting the cow. And yeah, obviously I will have to weave in the ends before I can submit my project, because otherwise it's not finished yet. But dun 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 dun, that is my. Sorry, my husband sent me a message. Important planning stuff for this afternoon, so I had to check. This is my Kalevala blanket. How good is that? I've done it. Not sure how I'm going to show it to you. Let's shuffle a bit slower. Okay. So I'll just try and show it to you bit by bit. And don't mind the loose ends. Here it is, here it is. I'll go under it. And the way I planned the spots for each square was I just laid them on the floor and shuffled them around and made sure that I had, you know, the different colors fairly evenly put, so that one end is not going to be dark and the other end is not going to be very light or anything like that. And some of the squares that I didn't really like that much, I tried to surround with the beautiful ones that I really liked. And I think this turned out really nice. And we've got a grey couch in the living room, and while I've been working on the joining and the border, it's just been lying on there, and it looks really pretty there. So I'm happy that I went with these neutral colours, blues and greys, and I think it's really pretty. Okay, I'll shuffle back. So the border on this is, I think it's really pretty. I haven't blocked it. I probably have, we'll have to see, maybe just a steam ironing will do it. So it's got this same netting as in the join, and then it's got this pretty popcorn bobble border, which I think just finishes it off beautifully. And this is one of my favorite squares as well. But that's my Kalevala blanket done. And yeah, it was a big project, and it was supposed to be ready at the start of December, but it wasn't. I started it on the 26th of August when the cow started, and this will now be finished with, I will weave in the ends during this month because I want to put it in that UFOkal, and that finishes at the end of April. So that's going to be done. The blanket weighs 1,264 grams. And if all my calculations and everything, oh no, I'm not going to tell you about the border, how much border yarn I use. That's all in my Ravelry project, if you want to go see how much of the 4-ply I used for the border and the edging. But yeah, 1,264 grams and 2,836 meters. So just over 2.8 kilometers of yarn in this one. And just to recap, this is actually getting really boring because I'm using the same yarn in all these projects that I've done. But the squares have been done in the Bendigo Woolen Mills Luxury Wool 8-ply, and the joining and border has been done with the same yarn as this, so it's the same grey. Bendigo Woolen Mills Luxury Wool in 4-ply. And have a look, this was quite interesting actually now that I'm looking at it. Have a look at the colour of this grey in this shawl. And then have a look at the colour in here. Doesn't it look more blue or more grey here than it does in here? That's what the different neighbouring colours do to it, I guess. But yes, that is my Kalevala blanket. And yeah, just a few more ends to be woven in, and then I can start properly using it. There we That's the Tuonela Swan. We'll leave that in there so you can admire it. That's all my whips, my FOs at the moment. Because I've been working on some bigger projects lately. That's why I don't really have that much finished. Like I finished the Kalevala blanket, the joining on the border. And then I've been working on a couple of, one older one and a couple of new ones that are a bit bigger. But yeah, let's move on to the whips, works in progress. And I'll show you the old one that you've seen many times already. But I've made some progress in it. And it is in the pink pouch and it is pink. So this is my diamond dress. This is where I was last time I podcasted, in there. So this is how much more I've done now. So that's a good stretch, I guess. I've been working on this quite a bit at our beach knits on Wednesday nights. So that's the crochet and knit group that I started here close by where I live. And yeah, so this has been a good project for there because it doesn't require that much attention, so I can keep chatting. But I'll just show you how much more I need to do before I can join these, and so that much. So pretty much the same as what I had done since the last episode, podcast episode, and that's what I need to do still to make it the same length as this one. And then it's just joining the shoulders and the sides, and then making a belt of some kind. When I need to put a bit more yarn in my project bag, because otherwise I will run out next time I go out. But that's that. Hopefully, or I will try and squeeze this finished during this month, because I want to put that into that UFOkal as well. So that was that. Let's move on to the next one. And all of these whips now that I'm going to show you are new ones that you haven't seen before. And next I will show you the one that I'm really excited about. Not crochet though, so this is knitting. And this is the first knitted jumper I've ever made. There's a Finnish podcast called Villapesuohjelma that I have started following. It's two sisters and their mum. And every time they podcast, it feels like you're sitting in their house having a cup of coffee or tea and just knitting and chatting, and it's lovely. It's really lovely. So they, because it's in Finnish, they wanted to kind of start this tutorial type of cow, teaching Finns who are not that used to knitting in English how to knit an English pattern, or from an English pattern. So they chose the Flax jumper, and yeah, there's a cow going on in that one now, and I wanted to start one as well, and this is what I've done so far. So it's just a simple raglan jumper, and okay, how about I try and put this on, and I'll tell you about it while I go. Sorry. So the yarn I'm using, I think that's Drops Cotton Merino. Mum made me a jumper earlier on from it. one of those round yoke, like colorwork yoke jumpers, and it was really pretty, but it just didn't sit well on me at all. Every time, I've shown it in the podcast before, and every time I would lift my arms, the whole jumper would lift up like this and be really awkward. So I decided, and Mum said that, yeah, just frog it, make something else out of it. So I did. And this is what I've done so far. So it's just stockinette, very simple from the front. On the sleeve I wanted to put some colour so that I can use the colours that were in the Colourwork in the original jumper. So I just did a white bit with little stripes in there. And now I'm looking, the rib might actually be long enough now, so I might just bind it off. And on the back, I didn't just want to do a boring grey stockinette jumper for myself, so I wanted to do something to the back to add interest. In the original pattern there's like a garter stitch panel on the sleeves, but I didn't want to do that, so I did this cable pattern at the back. I don't know how well you can see because I can't see what I'm doing. But that's what I've done there so far. And the cable pattern is from, it's a sock pattern, a free sock pattern in Ravelry called Leopold Socks. And it's by Elke Becker. And it is, those socks have a lot of cables in it, but this is from the front of the sock, and that's the part that I'm using. And the Flax jumper is a free pattern as well by Tin Can Knits. And there's instructions for, this is the Flax, which is made with about DK weight yarn. And then there's a Flax Light, which is for fingering weight. And there's sizes from newborn to, I don't know how many XL. But there's sizes for everybody. I decided to do I think the size was M/L, so a larger medium. And so far I'm happy with it. I ran into a bit of trouble with the sleeves in a way that when I was doing the raglan increases, I was around here somewhere. I was trying it on all the time because I wanted to make sure that the sleeves are the right size, and then I can stop the increases. And I thought I stopped at the perfect spot, and then I knit a little bit of the body, and then I started to knit the sleeve, and I noticed that, oh crap, you have to add stitches. You had to add 8 stitches in here. And now when you look at it, this is too big. I think this is too big of a sleeve. So what I ended up doing was there's a few holes there, but I'll just I'll fix it when I sew in the ends, but I think it's pretty good for my first jumper anyway. So I ended up actually picking up a couple of extra stitches in there, otherwise there would have been even bigger holes. And then as you can see here, I just decreased them off quickly. And then when I had the same amount of stitches as in the pattern, I just kept on knitting according to the pattern. That's where we're at. I did like the girls said in their podcast, the Villapesu Ohjelma podcast, they had done some short rows in the neckline, and I also started in the pattern itself, you start with a smaller stitch count, and then you add stitches. Was it after the ribbing, I think? But I started straight away with the total stitch count that you should go to after the ribbing, so that I got a little bit bigger neckline, and then the short rows, yeah, made it a little bit better so that it doesn't sit all the way in here, because I don't, yeah, that would annoy me. So I think the neckline's working really well. The jumper itself is working really well. If I start nitpicking, there's a little bit of extra in the armpit that wouldn't need to be there. Maybe I could have fixed it if I had frogged and made the sleeves the right size from the beginning. I don't know. Maybe there's a little bit too much room in the body part for me. Not enough boobs. But I don't know. I want it to be a nice and a little bit slouchy jumper as well. So I'm really happy with this. And I love the back. Oh well. Maybe I'll take it off and show it to you then. And then it's easier to show. I don't know why I didn't think of that right at the start. Okay, so I'll show this to you first, how the, this is what the short rows did, so that the back of the neckline is a little bit higher than the front, which was good. And this is the, sorry, trying to miss my teacup. That's the cable at the back. Pretty nice, huh? The only thing I don't really like about this jumper is that the fabric looks a bit messy, uneven, especially on the sleeves. Have a look at these. Lumpy and horrible and everything, but the yarn is like this because this is from a frog project, and I did try in this top part, I steam ironed it, so you can see a difference. This one hasn't been steam ironed and this has been. So maybe once I finish this and then give it a good soak, that maybe it will even out. I don't have a plan for the second sleeve yet. I still have some, let's see what kind of yarn I have left. So I divided all the white in half that I had. So this is half of the white, and this is left of the other half. So I've got probably 70% left of the white, so I've got plenty of this for the sleeve. I've got this much of black that I haven't used yet at all, and then I've got these yellow and pink. So that's what's left. And I'm thinking that I might want to do something into the other sleeve as well, but just smaller, just a few stripes maybe, or I really wanted to, that was my original idea, I wanted to do like color work so that the grey starts to go into white, so that there's only a couple of dots of white. Then next row is a few more dots of white so that it kind of fades into the white, and then, but I started trying it and I realized that I have to do color work with quite long, how do you call it, when you have to leave the yarn inside for long stretches. So yeah, I frogged it out. I thought, nah, I'm not going to do this. This is going to be tight and annoying, and so I decided against it. But I'll probably do a couple of a couple of stripes or something on the other sleeve as well, but I don't want to make them symmetrical. I want them to be different. So that remains to be seen. I still have this much of the grey, and then I have 2 sleeves that I haven't frocked yet from the old jumper. So, and that was quite a roomy jumper what Mom made me, so I should have plenty of yarn for these. I still might do the body now next, and then leave the other sleeve as the last thing, just to be sure. But and this too, I think this one had the deadline for this is end of this month as well, if I want to submit this to the Villa-peitto Flax cowl that is going on. But it goes quickly because it's a DK weight yarn, and I'm using a 5mm needles. Oh, sorry, yeah, knitting needles, not a hook. So yeah, once I decide to work on it, it doesn't really take that long to get going, except for the cable at the back. I've been enjoying doing the sleeve because I don't have to do the cable and look at the chart. But yeah, the cable at the back takes a little bit of concentration, just because I've misplaced my cable needle and I'm stubborn and I won't buy another one. So I've only been using a DPN to put the stitches on, and the DPNs are much thinner than the 5mm needles that I'm using for the shirt or the jumper itself, so it's a bit fiddly. And the cable is pretty full on, so there's always something happening there, and there are a lot of stitches that you have to put on the extra needle and all of that. So, but I think it's worth it. It's turning out pretty. So that's it, and I'm really excited about that. Knitting a jumper. So I might have some future plans that I will talk to you about later. Birthday muffin, or Podiversary muffin. Of course, you have to have cake and chocolate. But then, next one is really quick, but I have to go and get it. Un momento. I had forgotten to take it here. I almost didn't even put this on my list because you've seen these so many that I've made. But I have started a new dragon belly shawl for my friend, who liked the one that I had made and said that she would love one as well. So I'm using this whites to blue, navy, Lincraft Illusion Cakes, 75% cotton, 25% polyester, and the pattern is by Johanna Lindahl, a free pattern on Ravelry called Dragon Belly, and 4.25mm hook. And yeah, I'll try and get this ready before the winter is in Australia, or even, you know, as soon as I can. This is such a nice project because it goes into a tiny project bag like this, and it's really easy to throw in the bag, even with all the nappies and drink bottles and snacks, whatever else I have to carry. But this is really handy, so I'll just carry this around. It's a brainless project, and hopefully I will get it ready soonish to send to my friend. And then my last work in progress, which I've only just started, but I want to mention it because it's a little bit exciting as well. This one is a knit project as well. So I'm venturing more into knitting now, it seems. some Finnish podcasters have been making the Stay Soft Shawl by Veera Välimäki, and one of the podcasts, which is called Päivi's Crafts, she started a cowl for it, thinking that would be nice if lots of Finns would make this shawl by July. And then the Jyväskylä Knit Fest is on, I think it starts on the 5th of July and runs till the 8th, so Thursday till Sunday. And Päivi was hoping that maybe we could all get a group photo at the Knit Fest of everybody wearing their Stay Soft shawls. So I thought that sounds like a nice idea, and since I'm going to the Knit Fest, why wouldn't I take part in this? And the actual shawl looks really nice, especially with the colours used. So I went rummaging around in my stash and I found these. And again, guess what? This is the same yarn that I've used in at least 2 other projects. So I've decided to go with these colours. So Bendigo Woolen Mills, both of these are the luxury wool 4-ply. This one is the Ghost colorway, this one is Curry. And I'm going to combine it with this beautiful thing that Finn chose for me. So this is the Fisherman's Rib. It is her new Etching Lush base, which is a single ply, but it's got a bit more meters than the previous single ply I've used from her. So it's 400 meters per 100 grams, and it's superwash merino. Fingering weight, all of this is fingering weight. So I'm thinking the shawl starts, it's like a triangle shawl, long one. It starts from one end, then there's striping, and then it finishes with the other striping color. So I'm starting, this is how much I've done. Woohoo! So I'm starting with this silvery grey, and then I'm going to start striping with this speckle or colourful one, and finish with this at the other end. And then there's an extra bit that comes to one side, and that's going to be this curry. So I think it's going to be nice and cheery and summery. And yeah, I had to go and buy some new needles because I didn't have the right size. So I only started this yesterday. And because I was so exhausted yesterday after my interview that I just wanted to sleep, so I didn't really get far. But yeah, this one is not something that I need to make right now. I'm just excited to start it because it's a nice project. But yeah, I wanna get this done before I leave for Finland. So at the end of June, and that's when the cow finishes as well. I think end of June. So yeah, I still have a few months to do this, and I think it's only garter stitch with some stripes, so it's very easy, just some increases and decreases, and that should be it. So fairly brainless, which should be good. And I'll show you these new knitting needles that I've got as well now, because next, yeah, we can move on to the next section, because that will be acquisitions and prices or gifts that I've received. So I did buy these needles. So the Addi Premium Circulars, 4mm, 100 centimeters. And yeah, I left the price tag there because I wanted to see, maybe do a bit of comparison what these cost somewhere else, because these ones I paid $14.50 for, so that's Aussie dollars. I've liked these Addi ones. And these are pretty much the only ones that I can get hold of here from an actual brick and mortar shop. There's another shop that sells also the Chiagu ones, which I'm really interested to try, but they only have the interchangeable ones, so they don't have these, what do you call these solid ones where the needles are attached to the cord, cable. So yeah, I don't think I'm quite there yet to buy those interchangeables. I want to try with these first. But yeah, I bought those 4mm ones. And then I bought, actually for this flax, I bought the 5mm 80cm ones. Yeah, these ones. And the same ones again. I paid $13.75 for these. And then one more pair that I haven't started to use yet. I just thought that I'll, because I'm a little bit interested in the socks again, and maybe trying the magic loop for socks. So I got a 2.25mm, 100cm long circs. Again, Addy Premium, paid $30 and $40 Aussie dollars for them. So let us know how much, do you have Addy Premium circulars? How much do you pay for them? Because these seem to be between $30 and $40 and $40 and $50. Depending on the size. And I've bought these from 2 different shops in Perth. So let's do a bit of comparing, if you will. And then I had something else. There was a giveaway going on Instagram, and Nonnu Neoloja, another Finnish podcaster, who's got a lovely, lovely podcast, she tagged me in that giveaway, and lo and behold, she won. So I won as well because I was tagged in it. So yay, because I never have any luck with giveaways or anything like that. So I was very happy with that. And it was for cards, a giveaway for cards. First of all, there was a lovely handmade thank you card. So that says Kiitos, which means thank you in Finnish. And this, I got these from Instagram handle Kettu Knits, which in English would be Fox Knits, but yeah, Kettu Knits. And I knit. What's your superpower? Knitting is my happy place. All you knit is love. So these 3 cards, which are pretty awesome. I like this one the best. Yeah, I'm a super woman with my crocheted scarf. But knitting is my superpower. But yeah, these are lovely. I've just had them in the envelope still to keep them safe so far. And look at it. It's come from Finland because it's got a Moomin stamp on it. But yeah, that was that. And I won another giveaway. How is that? I never, as I said, I never have any luck with giveaways. But now I've won because Nonnu had luck. And then I won just because it was me. So this UFOkal that I've been talking about from the Finnish podcast Maikin Kontti, sorry. Maiki decided to do a surprise giveaway. Just randomly in the middle of the cow, just randomly chose somebody to win a Ravelry pattern. And it was me. I won, and I was so excited. She wanted the pattern to be from a Finnish designer, and I didn't have any on my wish list at the time. So I went looking. I didn't really find anything that I really would want to do now. So I left it for a little bit, and then came Stay Soft Shawl by Veera Välimäki, who is a Finn. So now Maikin has gifted me the Stay Soft Shawl pattern, and I can start working on it. So yeah, very nice, and I'm very happy that I won something at last. Oh, okay, I was supposed to tell you about my plans a bit earlier, but okay, we can do it now. I'll have a bit more of these first. My tea is starting to get cold. But that's what you get when you have a cup like this, which is so widely open. So I don't use this much just because of that reason. It never stays warm for me for long enough. But let's have a look at the plans. Because I like the flax jumper so much. I remembered that I had these yarns left from the little capelet thingy that I made some time back, called the Indigo Frost Cape or Capelet by Isabel Kramer. And I've got quite a bit of this left. These are the what do you call it? Well, it was a yoke capelet with color work with these colors, and then this is the main color. So I've got a few balls, whole balls left of these, and then these three colors. So I thought that I will make a flax jumper for Finn or Felix, but then Finn was asking for one, so I thought, okay, I'll make one for Finn first. Possibly some kind of striping. We'll have to see what he wants. But yeah, this will be the main color, and then striping with these three. And this is quite a nice yarn, actually, even for our climate. It is Mora Vera, so from Spotlight, Northcote cotton. It's 72% cotton and 28% of wool. So it's perfect for most of our autumn, spring, and even winter, because it's only a little bit of wool. It's not too hot. And it's got, how many meters does this have? It's about DK. I would say it's about DK, a little bit thicker. 150 meters in 50 grams, so 230 meters in 100 grams. And this one's recommending a 5mm needle, so you get an idea how thick this is. And then I thought that I'll make a flax for Felix as well, possibly out of the same yarn. I just have to go and get some more. But they've got a lovely darker grey as well, like almost... this is a little bit like mild. It's not a solid colour, or like a jeans stone washed, or what would you call it? And they've got a really dark grey, or almost like a black with some lighter flecks in it. So that might be nice as well for one of the boys. But that's one or two plans. Jumper for both boys. And then I've been thinking about making a scarf for my husband, because he doesn't really have any proper winter scarves. And I found, because he wouldn't wear any of those Stephen West type big, huge, triangular or whatever shawls or anything like that. So I found a nice pattern, which is by Stephen West. It's Clockwork. Maybe I'll even show it to you if you give me a second to find it. Where's my Ravelry? Sorry, I should have been more prepared. And my phone, when I updated the new operating system, did the update for this phone, this has gone so slow. It is ridiculous. I think the phone is this is an iPhone 6, so it's about 3 years old. But clearly, Apple's decided to do something to make the old phones much slower, which is annoying. But yeah, I'm there now. This is the Clockwork scarf, I would say. It's quite a long one, but it's not too... There's another one, like a more feminine colours in there. It's not very deep, and I think that would work well for my husband. And the yarn that I'm thinking about using is something nice, indie dyed yarn that I just haven't put into any project yet. So I've got this one, which is Dingo Dye Works Fair Dinkum Base in the colour Pinky. So this is 100% ultrafine merino, non-treated, 400 meters in 100 grams, and then this one with it. So this is Fisherman's Rib. I don't know where I put the label. So I'm thinking that this is the etching base, because this is a single ply. And this was the older single ply base, so I think it's about 365 meters in 100 grams. Superwash merino. Can't tell you the colour because I've lost the label. But these, I thought that these would make a nice masculine scarf for the winter. And it's nice and soft because it's merino, so those are my plans. And yeah, clearly the scarf should be, and the shirt, the jumpers should be made before winter is here, so maybe I'm piling up too much work for myself. Then a quick UFO follow-up, quick one because not much has happened, and then March stats, which is quick as well because I've been working on so many bigger projects that I haven't really finished anything much in March. But UFO follow-up, I am currently at 14 UFOs left from the ones I had before 2018 started. So obviously I haven't counted all of those that I've started this year, but I'm just trying to get rid of the old ones. So the horrendous brown yucky mohair shawl thing that I had started, I showed you in the last episode, I have frogged it. Yay! No more horrendous shawl. So I frogged it. I still have the yarn, so if I find another project for those, I can use it. But yeah, I don't know why I bought it. I think it's so ugly, but yeah, we'll think about that later. So that one's done, and then obviously my Kalevala blanket has been finished, except for the ends, but I will do it this month. So I've just ticked it off my list. So those two I have managed to do something with, and yeah, so 14 left, 2 less than last time I podcasted. I've got many there that I could finish fairly quickly, but I'll probably take a sprint now in April and try and get most of them, or many of them, to the UFOkal, and then hopefully next time or in 2 episodes I will have quite a few less than 14 UFOs left. But then March stats very quickly. I used 377 grams of yarn, which is 833 meters. And that was the tiny ankle socks that I made. And, and this baby blanket. I've got it here because I still need to weave in the ends. And we heard that the baby that this is going to as a present was born yesterday, a little girl. So they've got 2 little girls now. And yeah, I will have to weave in these few ends so that we can gift it to the little baby when we go and see her. But yes, that was all that I got done in March, because this one will go into the April. This was finished in April. Yeah, there's many more that were finished just at the start of April, so they didn't make it to the March stats. But then, yeah, let's talk about the Podiversary a little bit more, and the almost 300 subscribers on YouTube. So I found podcasts, I think through Instagram maybe. I can't remember exactly, but I'm thinking it must have been Nonnu Neuloja, who I was following on Instagram, and then she mentioned her podcast episode had come out, and I was like, oh, what's that? Went and watched it and got hooked, and then got introduced to these this Ravelry group and Facebook group about Finnish knitting podcasts that Nonnu Neuloja hosts as well, at least the Facebook one, I think. And then I found all these other Finnish knitting podcasts, and that was somewhere at the start of 2017, and that changed my world completely. Because I found all these people that I could knit and crochet with, even though they weren't even on the same continent. And then I got excited about it, and I decided to try it myself. And the 10th of April 2017 was the day when the first episode of my podcast came out. It was in Finnish, and I'm trying to think what I called myself then, because I actually... it was probably just... Yeah, well, it's in Finnish. I started, and then I changed my name, podcast name in Finnish, to a different name, and then I decided to try to podcast in English. So now what I've done for my YouTube channel just today before I started to record this was I've created 2 different playlists, one for the Finnish episodes and another one for the English episodes. So if you want to go and watch them back, then you can, or if you haven't seen all of my episodes and you want to, then you can have a look there if you want to, if you prefer a language. And I've got 6.5 episodes in Finnish and 13.5 episodes in English. Half because in episode 7 I started in Finnish and then I changed to English, and I just wanted to see what the Finnish audience would think about me doing it in English and giving them a little sneak peek. So yeah, I've recorded 20 episodes in 1 year, like the actual episodes, and then I've done a couple of my days, and I think there's an Easter egg hunt special from last year and that kind of stuff on my channel. But I'm very proud of myself. I've persisted for a year and I continue to do this. I love doing this. Sometimes it's hard to try and find the time to, do this regularly. Like a while back, I was able to do it every week or every 2 weeks, and I was quite happy about that. but I was a bit more productive because now it's been a month and I only had 2 FOs. Fair enough, I've been working on bigger ones, but anyway, but I've still kept going, and yeah, I love doing this. I love talking to you, and yeah, I will keep doing this. Still, yeah, I don't know. There's no end in sight. And I also had a look at my YouTube subscribers, and before I started recording, there was 296 subscribers on YouTube. So almost 300. And I thought that, okay, it's close enough. So maybe if you're a viewer and you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then please go and subscribe so that we can get the 300 subscribers. And then we can do a little giveaway for that as well. So I was thinking that I will I'll do a small giveaway. There's so much going on at the moment that I don't want to put the pressure on myself to make project bags or anything like that. So I thought that, okay, I will have a giveaway of 2 Ravelry patterns. So one would be for the Podiversary, and the other one would be the 300 subscribers. Assuming that we get the 300 subscribers by the end of April. That's how long I thought, okay, I will open a thread in Ravelry. One thread for both of these giveaways. So that will be a Podiversary and 300 subscriber thread. And you can go and comment in there by the end of April, and then I will do the draw, and I will draw 2 winners from that one thread. And I would like you to go there and comment, answer the question, why do you like my podcast? Why do you keep coming back? So yeah, give me some love there. And yeah, the criteria for the Ravelry patterns that you choose if you win, I'll just put a limit in about 10 Aussie dollars is the price for one pattern. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, I'll give you time to go there till the end of April, and then on the next episode in May, I will yeah, draw the winners. And I think that's enough time for everybody to watch the episode and go and join. And I will say, if by the end of April I don't have 300 subscribers on YouTube, I will not draw the second prize. I'll only draw one for the Podiversary. So yeah, but I'm pretty confident that maybe I'll get 4 more in 20 days. Do you think that's possible? But yeah, if you can help me, please help me. But guess what? That's all I had for today. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my leftover chocolate from Easter, which is 2 huge big bits of Toblerone, 1 Lindt Chocky ball, the rest of my muffin, and my cold tea that will no doubt make me extremely pretty, like cold coffee does. But yeah, yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna prolong this anymore. I'll just love you and leave you. I hope you have fun crafting. I hope you enjoyed my my episode, and please give me a thumbs up if you like this. Comment down below. Go to my Ravelry group, which is Strawbs Crochet Corner group in Ravelry, and I will make a thread for the episode 20. You can go and comment there if you'd like. There's an introductions thread where you can go and introduce yourself to let me know who's watching. And there's also a questions a questions thread if you've got anything to ask me. So go and pop your questions there. And you can find me on Instagram as Strawbs Design, and there is a group on Facebook with the same name, Strawbs Design. I'm not very active there. And yeah, also an email address, strawbsdesign@hotmail.com. But that's where you can find me. And until next time, good luck in the giveaways. Bye. Sanoitko sä, äiti rakas?
Äiti rakas.
Hyvää yötä.
Hyvää yötä.